Tampa Bay at Minnesota. So Tampa Bay snuck out a 3-point win against the Vikings. And this is what I will say. Minnesota's run game is not going to be anything special. They got some yards and everything. They got some push, but Alexander Madison is not Dalvin Cook. And I know Dalvin Cook wasn't the most efficient runner last year, but they're just not the same caliber of player. They're not, regardless of if Cook has lost a step or not. Cousins had 3 turnovers, 2 of them being fumbles. They had an interception that the corner made a great play on, but at the end of the day, you have 3 turnovers. Their passing offense looks nice. People can get open. I mean, Jay Jettas, Addison looks like the real deal. Their D-line can create pressure, but this is a Bucs team that is getting older. People aren't too confident in their head coach. They got Baker Mayfield starting, and they let Baker Mayfield get hot. They let him start Cook. Oh, golly.
They let him start Cook.
They let Baker start to bake. So the Bucs D is still good. Devin White looked like an animal. They're not going to be, no matter who they play, whether it's the Chiefs, the Bills, the Dolphins, anybody in the AFC, they're not going to be an easy team to beat. They're not going to give up. Their secondary, to me, was better than expected. They didn't grade that well, but playing the Vikings, like, the receivers are top tier. The run game is meh. But if they're playing a weak defense, the wide receivers are still good enough where Baker can air it out. He's going to be Baker. So, like, he's going to move around. So it's like the Bucs can steal a lot of games this year.
No, they absolutely can. And again, the thing about this that makes it so tough, and I promise you, I'm not trying to like spin this in a negative way. I mean, you tell me how you feel, because this is one of those games where I don't even know. This is like one of those where I don't even know what to say, because there's really not. Like I said before this last show, on last show about this game, I was like, if the Bucs go into Minnesota, right, and give them problems on offense, I'm gonna know what kind of year it's gonna be for the Vikings, right?
Yeah.
Right. But what's crazy is that's not really what happened. Like, the Vikings played a good, here's my thing, seemingly a good game on offense, but then you have all the turnovers in critical situations. It's just stupidity. It's just you can't have a moment. And the Bucs didn't do it they didn't do anything crazy. They just took advantage of the mistakes. They didn't light them up. They didn't. So the Vikings just folded the game completely, right? So it's like they didn't get shelled, nothing crazy.
No.
But again, I think that I'm just going to change my statement. I think this might be the kind of year it's going to be for the Vikings, right? Because it's like, here's my thing. It's like, we had said Kirk's getting older. And I think this is like the product of Kirk getting older.
He didn't play horrible.
Right,
it's
he
just
played
like,
good. It's just the little critical things that happened.
Yeah.
And it's the close game thing. Everybody's been saying, I don't want to harp on it. I've actually been avoiding it because I know every single outlet is going to say the same thing. But we've been saying this since last year. It's, everyone's been saying it. The close games, it's volatile. It's volatile. They proved it again today, right? They're on the wrong end of it. And I think the worst thing about this was just, you need a huge favorite at home week 1. It just sets the really bad precedent for the rest of the year when you fold it. And they folded it in a really crucial way.
And I think my thing is too, like, people talked about those 1-score games last year. This is one of those 1-score games that didn't go your way. So, like, maybe you're going to see a more realistic thing of what the Vikings are. Like, so I don't know. I don't really know if there's much to talk about. Kirk Cousins graded 15th overall in quarterbacks last week. So pretty much what he is, a top 15 quarterback, but he's not 5. He's not top 5. He's anywhere from 15 to 6 whenever on any given day. So, the Vikings got to start looking for the next guy, unless that's Jaron Hall. Doubt it, but.
No, I was going to say, dude, final note on this game, just because I almost, didn't mention him. How could I forget? Mike Evans, you already know, he's a Hall of Fame guy.
Yeah,
and he's produced with anybody. You got to give him a shout out. I mean,
he started eating later in the game.
Yeah, no, he's bound to do it eventually.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, like the one year I had him in fantasy on accident, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Is this theory falls off? No, nope. Like, he's going to give you like 15 a week. You're like, it's just one of those high floor guys. You're like, it doesn't be anything crazy. I'm going to get a good week from Mike.